The turnstile counter reads 11. Only 10 players walked through it. I kept the maintenance logs for Estadio Recinto Norte, a mid-tier international ground built in 1962 over what the municipal survey files still list as Parcela Cerrada, the closed lot. Nobody explained the name to me during onboarding. The pay was decent. The night shift was quiet. I liked quiet. The west locker room sits below field grade. Concrete poured directly against bedrock. In 1962, workers hit something under that bedrock during excavation. The municipal record is specific in the way old records sometimes are. 11 laborers descended into the drainage cut on the morning of March 9th. A gas pocket, the report said. A collapse. The tunnel was sealed with a poured slab within 6 hours. No bodies recovered. 11 names on the compensation ledger, then a single stamped line. Expediente cerrado. File closed. The stadium opened on schedule that autumn. Here is the detail that stayed with me. The drainage tunnel that runs behind the west locker room follows the exact axis of that 1962 cut. The blueprints call it non-functional, decommissioned, and yet every winter, when the groundwater rises against the bedrock, water still moves through it. You can hear it behind the tile. My job was simple. Walk the concourse, check the boiler pressure, log the turnstile counts, lock the player's tunnel. I did this for 4 years without incident. The incident started the season the club drew a fixture on March 9th. First, it was the showers. I'd shut the master valve at 11 at night, drain the lines, sign the log. By 2 in the morning, all 12 shower heads would be running again. Cold. Only cold. The hot line stayed empty. I checked the valve wheel each time. Sealed, dry, exactly where I'd left it. Water does not climb a closed pipe. Water climbed that pipe. Then came the jerseys. Match day staff hang the laundered kits on the steel hooks before dawn. 11 starters, 11 hooks. One morning I counted 12 hooks bearing weight and only 11 jerseys. The 12th hook held nothing I could see, but the steel bowed downward as though something heavy hung from it, and the hook was cold enough to burn my fingertips when I touched it. I told the groundskeeper, an old man named Fidel, who'd worked the ground since 1971. Fidel did not laugh. Fidel set down his rake and asked me one question. Have you counted the lockers? There are 13 lockers in the west room. Locker 13 is welded shut. Gray seams, industrial weld, done properly by someone who wanted it to stay closed. No club administrator, I asked, knew when it had been sealed, or why. Fidel knew. Fidel told me the story the way you tell a thing you've carried too long. In 1971, a reserve keeper named Tomas Arce used locker 13. Tomas was the 12th man that season, never a starter, always the extra body at training, the one who filled the drill when a regular pulled a hamstring. On March 9th of that year, Tomas stayed late in the west room after the squad left. He told the cleaning crew he'd heard someone counting in the shower, counting to 11, over and over, in a language that wasn't quite Spanish. The crew found his kit folded on the bench the next morning. They found his boots in the drainage tunnel, standing upright, side by side, dry, 4 meters past a grate that a grown man cannot fit through. Tomas Arce was never seen again. The club welded the locker and filed it once more as Expediente Cerrado. I stopped taking Fidel's stories as folklore the night the mirror fogged on its own. No shower running, no steam source. The long mirror above the sinks simply beaded over, edge to edge, and a fingertip I could not see began dragging lines through the condensation. Names. 11 names, written in an old hand. The letters formed the way people wrote before I was born. I recognized 4 of them from the 1962 compensation ledger I'd photographed out of morbid curiosity. Laborers. The 11 who went down and never came up. The finger reached the bottom of the mirror and wrote a 12th name. Mine. I ran. I got as far as the concourse turnstile and stopped, because the counter, the mechanical dial I logged every single night, the one I had personally reset to 0 4 hours earlier, read 11 entries, and behind me from the sealed tunnel, a referee's whistle blew. One long note, the signal that calls players onto the pitch. I want to be clear about what a whistle means in a place like this. It means the match is starting. It means the squad is complete. It means they have their 11, and they are counting the 12th. I understood then why the stadium was built over Parcela Cerrada, and why the drainage axis follows the 1962 cut, and why the water only rises in winter, and why Tomas Arte's boots pointed inward toward the grate, not out. The 11 under the bedrock never left the closed file. They kept training. They kept counting. And every March 9th, when the groundwater completed their number, they were short 1 man. A 12th. A reserve. Someone who walked the empty concourse alone at 2 in the morning and knew the room well enough to belong to it. I did not run again. Running is what Tomas did, and Tomas got as far as a great no-grown man can fit through, and then he fit through it anyway. Instead, I walked back down to the west locker room. The showers ran cold. 11 jerseys hung on 11 hooks. The 12th hook waited. Locker 13, the welded one, stood open now, seams split clean, and inside hung a laundered kit with no number stitched on the back, sized exactly for me. I put it on. The water stopped. The counting stopped. The mirror cleared, and the 12 names were gone, because a name only stays on the glass while its owner is still outside the door. Fidel found the west room empty the next morning. He counted the lockers. 13 again, all sealed. He counted the hooks. 12 jerseys now, and one of them bore a name he half recognized from a maintenance log. He did not tell the club. He filed it himself, the only way this ground has ever known how to file its dead. Expediente Cerrado. The stadium opened on schedule that Saturday. Attendance was ordinary. The turnstile counter, someone noted, ran a single click ahead all match. 12, where there should have been 11. But nobody ever checks the count against the men who leave. Only the men